So if you go to start your Cayenne and you get this message, you get yourself a real problem because this thing became a paperweight. What we're looking at is water intrusion that has corroded these wires down here in the main harness. And there are several corroded wires, and I've been looking through them. There is standing water in here, and used a bunch of paper towels to try to get it out. Now I've got the carpet propped up so air can get under it, and we're just going to put a fan on it, start trying to dry all this area out. And then once it's dried, we'll come back and we'll take a look at how much damage to this harness there is. This is after 24 hours. Okay, so here we are in the main harness, and what happens here, let me see if I can find one. So you can see this right here. That's got corrosion all over it. And what the factory does is they have these splices they put together like this, and then they tape them off with like a harness tape. And what happens, you can actually see on this one, corrosion. It's probably hard to see, but there's like this bluish corrosion, bluish green corrosion in there. So this one is probably getting ready to go, even though it hasn't. You can see in this harness here, there's the corrosion right there. So the way we fix this is just like, here's one that's been broken, and this is the one that causes the ignition fault and turns the car into a paperweight. Here's one that was broken that I've just twisted together. We're going to clean up a little of this corrosion and probably redo this one. This is the only other one I see that was sitting in water, so we might as well fix this one as well. And the fix is just to strip back off after everything's dry, and all this is dry now after several days with fans on it. And we are just going to put these back together, and we're going to solder them closed, and then I'm going to put a heat shrink tube over it. Now, it's still not going to seal it from water, so you still have to keep water out of this. That's the true fix because it's a bad design. But let's just get started, and I'll just kind of show you what we're looking at. Okay, so I loaded up a little bit of solder. It's going to be hard to show you this, but here's one I've got twisted ready to go. And we are just going to just solder this connection to keep it together. Just like that. Alright, so the next step is take a piece of heat shrink tubing, and I'm going to go right over this. Alright, that's a nice solid connection. So we've got this one that's already broken to do, and let's take a look at this one and see how bad it is. And just, see. Okay, so this one isn't terrible yet, but you can see the corrosion. So I think we're okay. I'm just going to put a little silver solder on it and reheat shrink this one. Most of the time when you take these off, they'll just break. That's what happened with this one and this one. So let's just go ahead and solder this one a little bit and heat shrink it. Alright, so that's all three of the ones that were broke. This one's just corroded, and it looks like the main protective piece of tape, harness tape, came off. So we'll just clean that up a little bit and stick a new one on that. here's just a piece of wire harness tape. It's like a fabric tape. And what I'm going to do is, since this is a little long, it's got a little bit in there, I'm going to bend that over. Just going to bend this over. And just secure it this way. That makes it look factory and gives it just one more layer of protection. Alright, so here's all the repairs. All together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 different wires were completely corroded through. Or not all of them were corroded through, but several of them were. About 7 of them were corroded through, and then another 4 or 5 of them just need to be cleaned up. So the repair should work. So let's hook up the negative terminal to the battery and see if it powers on and gives us any. All right, I threw the negative battery cable on. Let's see if we get any warnings. All right, we look good. All right, let's see if she starts. All right, this one's fixed. Going to go ahead and put the carpet back and everything else and install the seat. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching, and remember John 3:16.